The Jeju Air Flight 2216 crash on December 29, 2024 at Muan International Airport in South Korea resulted in 179 fatalities out of 181 occupants.
World leaders have been sending condolences to South Korea after the country's deadliest aviation disaster on home soil.
Unfortunately, in fact, 179 have been presumed to be dead. Only 2 survivors.
Seven 737-800 aircraft arriving from Bangkok, Thailand, experienced a bird strike during its approach, leading to a belly landing without deployed landing gear. The plane overran the runway and collided with a concrete structure, causing it to catch fire. The tragic incident has stirred the conversation about what caused it and the urgent need to prevent such occurrences in the future. The investigations went on, and investigators found something very interesting that could significantly contribute to the ongoing discourse. Before we get into the details, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. We have created a detailed video on the Jeju Air crash event on our channel. If you haven't watched that video, check that video first. Now, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Black box data analysis. One of the most perplexing aspects of the Jeju Air crash investigation revolves around the flight data recorders, commonly known as the black boxes. Black boxes are crucial devices used in aviation to record critical data about a flight. Despite their name, they are not actually black, but are painted bright orange to make them easier to locate after an accident. These devices are formally known as flight data recorders, FDRs, and cockpit voice recorders, CVRs. These devices are crucial for understanding the events leading up to aviation accidents, as they record detailed technical data and cockpit voice communications. In this case, investigators discovered that the flight data recorders stopped recording approximately 4 minutes before the crash. This unexpected failure has added a layer of complexity to the investigation, because usually it doesn't happen. Black boxes can stand almost any calamity. Black boxes are built to withstand extreme conditions, such as high temperatures, pressure, and impact forces. They are encased in heavy-duty steel or titanium and equipped with an underwater locator beacon that emits a signal for up to 90 days if submerged. Sim Jae-dong, a former accident investigator for South Korea's transport ministry, expressed surprise over the absence of data from the critical moments leading up to the crash. He suggested that this anomaly might indicate a total power failure on the aircraft, including the backup systems, an event he described as incredibly rare. Aviation expert Professor Ron Batch has raised concerns that something sinister might have played a role in the crash. During an appearance on Australia's Today Show, he remarked that it is highly unlikely that a bird strike alone could cause an aircraft to crash or completely disable the landing gear. The disclosure that both black boxes stopped recording 4 minutes before the crash deepens the mystery surrounding this tragic incident. Experts are probing whether the malfunction was caused by physical damage from the bird strike, a power failure, or a technical fault within the recording devices themselves. The damaged black boxes have been sent to the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, which has advanced facilities for decoding and analyzing such data. Specialists are currently working to extract any salvageable information that might shed light on the moments leading up to the disaster. Jeju Air under scrutiny. Jeju Air, a South Korean low-cost carrier, has faced increased scrutiny regarding its safety practices following the tragic crash of Flight 2216 on December 29, 2024. Reports have emerged indicating that the aircraft involved had a prior incident in 2021, contradicting earlier statements by Jeju Air about its accident history. When questioned about the plane involved in the tragic crash on Sunday, which claimed 179 lives, Jeju Air CEO Kim Yi-bai claimed that the aircraft had no history of accidents. However, the Korea Airports Corporation later reported that after reviewing the statistical system, it was revealed that the same plane had been involved in an accident 3 years earlier. South Korean authorities launched a formal investigation, questioning Jeju Air's practices and demanding answers on why the aircraft continued to be flown after the prior incident. South Korea's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport issued fines and cited violations related to the failure to properly inspect the aircraft. The tragic crash has raised serious questions about whether the incident could have been avoided, given the history of the aircraft and potential maintenance lapses. Families of the victims are demanding answers, while police are facing criticism for the slow pace of victim identification. Travel ban on Jeju Air's CEO. As part of the investigation, Jeju Air's CEO, Kim Yi-bai, has been prohibited from leaving the country to ensure his availability for questioning and to hold him accountable for the airline's safety practices. Authorities are examining whether management decisions, such as continuing to operate the aircraft after the 2021 incident, contributed to the recent crash. Authorities have also ordered a nationwide inspection of all Boeing 737-800 aircraft currently in operation within South Korea. Maintenance records are being thoroughly reviewed to identify any lapses or overlooked issues. Specific attention is being paid to critical systems, such as landing gear mechanisms, electrical systems, and structural components, to detect any potential faults. The regulatory actions are expected to set a precedent for stricter enforcement of aviation safety standards in South Korea. Airlines may face increased scrutiny regarding their maintenance practices, incident reporting, and overall operational transparency. Airport Structures South Korea's Transport Ministry plans to improve airport safety, particularly the antenna structures, localizer, that guide landings. These structures, made of concrete or steel, were found to be hazardous and will be upgraded by the end of 2025. The Transport Ministry conducted safety inspections at 7 domestic airports, including Muan, and 6 airlines operating Boeing 737-800 jets. Violations were found, such as exceeding inspection periods and non-compliance with maintenance protocols. A special safety inspection of major airports will occur between January 13th to 21st, 2025. The shutdown of Muan Airport has been extended until January 19th. Aviation experts criticize the placement of embankments at Muan Airport, suggesting it contributed to the severity of the crash. The government is under scrutiny to prevent future accidents. Najmuddin Meshkati, a civil engineering professor at the University of Southern California, pointed out that the use of concrete instead of a metal tower or pylon was unusual and may have contributed to the high fatality rate. This rigid structure was catastrophic when the skidding aircraft struck it, Meshkati said. He added that if the aircraft had hit the airport wall instead, which would have offered less resistance, the chances of survival could have been higher. Hassan Shahidi, president and CEO of the Flight Safety Foundation, refrained from speculating about the design or placement of the embankment, but emphasized that, according to International Civil Aviation Organization guidelines, structures at runway ends should be designed to break apart easily in the event of a collision. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for today's video. If you found the video informative, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up.